Oh my god. Ooh, what's going on? I'm ready for this Trial Ladder 2 bullshit. I'm so ready to finish this episode. The longest, and in hindsight, if I'm being honest, the most fire episode of Ace Attorney. At least in the first game. And this is just DLC. LMAO. It's currently the 20th, as you'll see later from like my file date, right? So it's been about 5 days since I've played this. Stepping away from this game for a second and then coming back is just, it's very exciting. I'm excited to play this. I have coffee. I'm a little energetic. I'm not ready to do these voices. I'm never ready to do these voices. And let's finish this. Let's finally put away Chief Gant. Let's do it. Let's do it. I gotta clean my glasses. Hold on. I need to be able to see. Oh my god, this is... How... Now then, will the defendant, Miss Lana Skye, please take the stand? Hi, Lana. Miss Lana Skye, you are the chief prosecutor. I'm sure you're aware of what is required of you. But Mr. Edgeworth, you already know everything. You know all that I've done these past 2 years. Oh, whoops. Hold on. ... Alright, this feels better. Please provide the court with your testimony, Miss Skye. And remember, you are under oath. We want to hear the truth. We always want to hear the truth, yet these people just bullshit their way through testimonies and you allow it. You are the worst judge, ever. Of course, the truth. Lana, no matter what happens, I'll always be your sister. Okay. Oh shit. That feels like bad foreshadowing. Now then, your testimony if you will. First, tell us about your relationship with Chief Gant. Everything hinges on your testimony. You're the only chance we have to get Gant. Please, for the love of God, tell the truth. Please. Gant and the fabrication. Yeah. I worked alongside Gant for years. There's no truth to this blackmail theory. Alright, I'll get her. I fabricated the evidence 2 years ago all by myself. When I found Prosecutor Marshall's body, I rearranged the crime scene. Excuse me, Lana's gassy. My only motivation was to get Dark convicted. It had nothing to do with Emma. God, excuse me. I had coffee. Or I have coffee. Excuse me. Are you sure about this testimony? Your Honor, I'm confessing to a capital offense. Of course, I'm sure. You literally just lied. But Lana! The judge said this is bullshit. If this is true, then that means Chief Gant has nothing to do with this. That's what I've been telling you from the beginning. Please, Mr. Wright, you've got to help her. She's sacrificing herself because of me. But what if she's telling the truth? See, he's thinking that. How, is that just like is that a typo from Capcom? Those are his thoughts. She's not. I know my own sister. Whenever she speaks stiffly like that, she's hiding something inside. Deep down, she's really screaming in agony. Exclamation point. Yeah. This is no time to start second-guessing myself. Is that what you were doing? The defense may now begin its cross-examination. Are we gonna get a different judge for, like, the next few games? Or is it the same guy? Hold it. Hold on. How many years, exactly? Ever since I made senior detective. Let's see. I was 24 then, so that would be 5 years. Detective Gant and Detective Skye were legendary partners. I personally saw them testify in numerous cases. She must have been good, coming from the same school as Mia. Damon Gant was a respectable detective, that's why. There's no truth to this blackmail theory. But think about it, Miss Skye. You didn't murder Detective Goodman. You told me as much yesterday in jail. You still don't get it, do you, Mr. Wright? She's so dramatic. Any testimony you cannot present in court is as useless as idle gossip. Oh! I stabbed Detective Goodman with a knife. And... Yep. I fabricated the evidence 2 years ago. Did you do so to help your sister? Joe Dark was a serial killer. My sister almost became his last victim that day. I didn't want that incident to ruin her life. But what she did was justifiable self-defense. She wouldn't have been charged with anything. That's not the point. She was traumatized that day, all because of that creep. See, I'm not the only one. That's why I couldn't forgive him. Lana!
So that's why you fabricated the evidence 2 years ago.
That's true. She did. You say you did this all by yourself? Yes. Would you mind telling us what you found when you arrived at the crime scene? Okay, wait for that music to die down. This music is dumb loud in my ears. Can I lower this? Nah. It seems I was the first person to discover the scene. I love this track so much. The broken prosecutor award knife was stuck in the victim's body. What? We literally spent trial former figuring this out. Don't discredit this, please. I worked so hard to prove this, please. But Prosecutor Marshall died from an unfortunate accident. That's only a situation you dreamed was possible. The reality is, it wasn't my sister who took the prosecutor's life. Fantasize all you want, Mr. Wright, but I'll never change this statement. You mean, Prosecutor Marshall wound up being killed by Dark? Their voices are literally the same, it's just pitch, and it's hard. Something like that. If that's so, what happened to the other murder weapon? Dark was carrying a switchblade knife. Oh, that was lying on the floor a little distance away. It was probably knocked away in the struggle. Then why does it have a blood stain on the back? Oh, because it was stabbed into Goodman. Okay. That's not how it went down. She's trying to cover up her lies with more lies. All just to protect me. Me.
So when you found the scene like this, what did you do? After all, this is what everything boils down to.
Yes. I broke off the tip of Dark's knife, planted it inside the wound, then moved the body. I meant to present something. But why? Why would you do that? You of all people should know, Edgeworth. You've always had a good head on your shoulders. Oh. My head isn't that bad, but maybe I'll ask for the sake of others. Ooh, that's right. That's right. Why would she move the body if, you know, like, the location didn't matter? When you showed up on the scene, where exactly was the victim's body? It was where you deduced it was, by Chief Gant's desk. But the body was found by your desk. Why did you move it there? The reason for that is simple.
Let's have the witness explain this in more detail. The reason Miss Skye moved the body.
The pieces of that jar that shattered during the events threatened my plan.
Oh my gosh,
this is hard. Pieces of the jar? You mean... Yes, that wretched jar you showed us earlier. In order to show that Dark committed the crime, I felt it would be more expedient to move the body. So, when you first found the body, the jar was already... Of course, It had been shattered to pieces. If you looked at the crime scene, it would be clear right away what happened. Jesus Christ. Neil Marshall was dead, and Dark was lying unconscious. In other words, the jar must have been broken during their struggle.
I see.
What's the matter, Emma? Apparently, the jar shattered at the time the crime was committed. Oh! No way! I think I know where this is going. The jar was not destroyed when Neil, backed up into the knife of the armor dude. How would he be able to write Emma's name on the jar if it was broken? Is that where they're going with this? He wrote the name, Lana saw that and was like, no sir. Smeared that shit off, right? And then picked up the thing and threw it on the ground. Bro, she also concealed evidence, that's wild. But I have a feeling there is more to it than that. There must be a contradiction here somewhere. Fuh. Anyway, I committed this fabrication completely alone. Holy shit, this is hard. My only motivation. Okay, this is the last thing. Let's press her again. So you rearranged the crime scene. Are you sure you didn't do this to keep Emma from looking like the murderer? How many times do I have to tell you, Mr. Wright? Emma didn't do it. Period. Are you so desperate to hide that fact? You're willing to risk the death sentence? She's lying! She did it so I wouldn't be blamed for what happened. In any case, as a prosecutor, what I've done is unpardonable. There's nothing I can do to make up for my actions. Mr. Wright, my sister's lying. Looks like she's determined to protect you to the end. She insists she fabricated the evidence by herself. There's no way she could have done it alone. I've got to get Lana to talk more. Okay. If she's lying, then she's bound to slip up and make a contradiction. Hold up. Which one was it where I pressed her and I was given the question? Let me pick the other one, because I now know to do that. Yeah, why did you plant the knife? Let's ask that one. But why did you do that? Come now, Mr. Wright. Even you should be able to figure it out. Edgeworth like, I agree.
Very well. Let's add this to the witness's testimony. The reason Miss Skye fabricated the knife?
I knew the tip of the weapon found... Wait. I knew the tip of the weapon found buried in his body would be all the proof we needed. No sir. Let me actually save really quick. I'm not trying to lose any health. Hold on. Bro. Yo, where's the, Where's the tip of that knife? Evidence. Do I not have it anymore? I'm so confused. What is this again? No evidence shall be shown without unregistered evidence presented must be okay. I knew the tip of the weapon found buried in his body would be all the proof we needed. Okay, wait a second, actually. Is that what this is for? No, I don't think so. Hold on. Hold on. Let me try this, right? Nope. Of course not. The witness's statement is clearly faulty, Your Honor.
I'm sorry, but I can see nothing faulty.
Okay. Yep, I hear you. Nope. Nope. We're not losing any health. We are not losing any health. Let me actually pick the other one, because I think the other one is what we actually need. Yep, we've seen this already. Yeah, so... Pieces of the jar, you mean, yes, that... You first found the body, the jar was already... Of course, it had been shattered to pieces. If you looked at the crime scene, it would be clear right away what happened. No. No. Because I explained earlier that, like, if he bumped into it then, how would he write Emma? You know what I mean? Let's get it. I think that's it. Yep. Let's get it. I took my time figuring that out. I'm happy. Miss Sky, I understand how you feel. You committed that crime 2 years ago to protect your sister.
You mean the forgery at the scene where Neil Marshall was murdered?
If that truth were to be exposed now, the past 2 years of your life will have been in vain. Even so, I am compelled to bring to everyone's attention a significant contradiction within your testimony. A contradiction in my testimony? You testified, and I quote, "The pieces of the jar that shattered during the events threatened my plan." That's right.
Do you have a problem with that?
It's a simple oversight, really. You see, a message was written on this jar with the victim's blood. Yes, the prosecutor must have written it in his final moments. Exactly so. And this is where the contradiction lies. Exclamation point. In order for the victim to be able to write this message on the jar, it must not have been broken before he died. Okay, so my explanation earlier was correct. It just took me forever to, like, finalize it. Because, like, it was just on a whim. I just wanted to make sure. You know what I mean? He couldn't have written Emma's name on a shattered jar. Everyone court saying, shit, he's right. Order, order. Your Honor, it would appear more information is needed in regard to this jar and its bloody message. We may be missing something critical here. Something critical. Chief Prosecutor, it seems you're as in the dark as we are about the truth towards which we're headed. What? Just tell us exactly what you saw. Please, for the love of... We'll piece together the information to arrive at the truth.
Very well. The witness may now continue her testimony.
She just lied, dude. Can we please, like... I immediately noticed the blood traces on the jar. But it was dark in the room and I didn't have time to check it out. To be safe, I wiped away the blood. The fragments were large, so I'm sure I got them all. Nope. No, sir. All I could think about was wiping them clean before they were discovered. Yep.
You were wrong. You mean, you were the one who wiped away the message in blood?
I wasn't chief prosecutor at the time. She didn't think Dark was the real murderer. That's why she tried to erase the real evidence.
Very well. The defense may now begin its cross-examination.
His voice is easier to do. I remember that shit was hard in the beginning. Let me go on a whim here. I can literally hit her with the same evidence. You ready? Let's get it. Miss Sky, I believe this jar conceals a truth even you were unaware of. Excuse me. What? We found the final piece of this jar in Chief Gant's safe. In the Chief's safe? But how? I knew it. She really didn't know. There's something even more disturbing about that final piece. There was still blood on it.
But the witness just testified that she gathered every last piece and wiped the blood off them.
Yes, which leaves us with only one explanation. She couldn't find it. On the night Prosecutor Marshall was murdered, you were not the first or that. Or that. I don't think I actually ever thought this. So Chief Gant lied. When he said that he went downstairs instead of upstairs, when they started chasing after Dark, that man lied. I just had like 3 different theories pop into my head, but let's keep going. I can't think about them. You were not the first one to show up in the crime. Chief Gant got there before you. Dun 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 dun.
But couldn't the defendant have simply missed a piece?
Nope. That's exactly what I thought. I'm afraid that's unlikely. The pieces are too big for anyone to miss, let alone an ace detective. Or attorney?
That may well be, but everyone makes mistakes. Even I once wasted an entire day looking for my dentures. They were in my mouth all along. Can you believe?
Have you forgotten, Your Honor? When this witness arrived at the scene, the jar was already broken.
Oh, that.
There's no way a name could have been written on a shattered jar. Another person discovered the scene prior to the witness.
I hope you're not implying this person was Chief Gant. At the time, he was looking for Dark downstairs. Besides, even if he was there first...
I didn't read that last one. The question is, if he did arrive there first, why did he hide that fact for 2 years? Well, Your Honor, can you answer us that?
No.
Do you like Chief Gant or something? Can you not accept the fact that he's a suspect?
Wait, I'm not the one on trial here.
Damon Gant arrived at the crime scene prior to the witness. He proceeded to break the jar and purposely hid one of the broken pieces. Question: what is this action called? Fabrication of evidence. Dude, me and Edgeworth are like double teaming this entire trial. This is heat. This is like some WWE tag team Hardy Boys shit.
But why would Chief Gant do that?
In light of what happened afterwards, isn't it clear?
What happened afterwards?
Discovering the scene, Lana Skye believed her sister Emma killed the victim. Determined to help her sister, she sought Gant's aid. His big buff ass moved both of those bodies. Easy peasy. Lending her his aid, Gant helped her create evidence that incriminated Dark, sparing Emma. And therein lies the reason. The reason why Miss Skye became the chief's puppet. She just made herself bleed, dude. Did you see that? There's blood. We haven't seen blood since, like, episode 1, yeah? No. I did it on my own. Please, sis. Stop trying to protect the chief. I can't watch you suffer anymore for my sake. For my sake. No, you didn't. It wasn't you, Emma. You didn't kill anyone. I don't believe it. Don't believe anything Mr. Wright says. Defense attorneys make up the most foul lies to defend their clients. Foul lies? Imagine that coming from my own client. Yeah, and someone who fabricated evidence. Like, get over yourself, please.
I guess you do seem the type who likes to twist the truth.
Wait a minute. I love this. What if we're still smack dab in the middle of Gant's trap? How so? Coffee. Give me a brain blast. Is he trying to make us put Lana away? Why would he want to do that? Why? Okay, hold on. Real quick. So Bruce Goodman loses his ID, right? He goes to Chief Gant with the, thing to request an ID. I guess he tells him why? I need to get in the evidence room, boss. Oh, no problem. So he goes in there with him. So Bruce Goodman must have found something out. It was evidence transferal day. But that doesn't necessarily mean he was just transferring files. Gant was scared. Because something happened. Either Goodman was onto something, or Gant was just shook. That, like, someone was gonna find out. Because that, like, case was just being moved. That's all. So he killed Goodman, right? And all this time, Lana, still under his thumb, he was like, hey, I need you to take care of this body. It's gonna be in Edgeworth's car at the parking lot at 5:15. Angel Star just happened to be there, so she took a picture. Okay, I'm confused. I really don't know what he's getting at, but let's keep going.
Is something wrong, Mr. Wright?
Lana may be right after all. What do you mean, right? So you do tell foul lies then, Mr. Wright. Relax. Miss Skye, please testify once more. But if evidence was fabricated behind your back, then Emma's accidental killing of Prosecutor Marshall might also be a lie. Then what the f*** have these past few trials been for? Lies? God, I'm pissed off. But I do remember knocking over. That's what I'm saying. Like, Miss Skye, if you will. I can't. There's nothing to be afraid of anymore. This cross-examination may not change a thing. However, there is a possibility that it will, if you tell the truth, which we've asked you to do all the time. Very well. I'll testify about what I really saw. Oh my god, brother. Can we... Alright, let's go.
All right. The witness may testify once more for the final time.
Finally. Jesus Christ. Okay. When I arrived, I found Mr. Marshall's body impaled on that suit of armor sword. Okay. Emma and Dark were lying unconscious on the floor nearby, so this is still by Gant's desk. When I saw what had happened, I thought she did it. That's why I erased all the evidence that linked her to the murder. I had Chief Gant help me remove the body from the sword and see, I told you. But if it all really was a fabrication, Emma might be innocent. So was Chief Gant there before you or not? Like, can you answer that at least, please?
Unbelievable. The body was impaled on the armor sword?
You were the only one who saw that. If only you had proof. Actually, I do have proof. Hold up. I guarantee you this is where this comes in. Let me read it once again. No evidence shall be shown without the approval of the police department. Unregistered evidence presented must be relevant to the case on trial. Okay. Exclamation point. I gave it to Mr. Wright just this morning. What? To me? It's a picture I took of the crime scene as I encountered it. I thought it might be needed. But I don't remember receiving a picture like that. Lana must have known. See, Mr. Wright? She really does have faith in you. What?
Very well, Mr. Wright. Please
I know this music is dumb selection music, so let me save.
Let me see this picture.
I don't remember receiving any pictures from Lana. Lana said she gave it to you this morning, right? What does this even say? Found from Miss Skye explains the 2 rules of evidence law. The picture of the duck? I seem to remember getting something from her then. Let's check that evidence again. There must be a picture in there some... Jesus Christ, bro. This is the first time I'm able to do this. F***ing hell. Hey, there's a picture here. That dude is bloody. Oh my. This is the actual crime scene. No other detective saw the crime scene like this. Because I contacted Criminal Affairs only after I had rearranged everything. Crime scene photo from the case 2 years ago taken. Okay. Conveniently found in, like, evidence law, right? Huh? Mr. Wright! that piece cut out from his vest. Oh, I didn't see that. Yes. So, and that does have Emma's handprint on it. So, like, she did push him away, right? Could that be? The cloth we found inside Chief Gant's safe. Ooh. What's this? Yeah, what's this? What's this? This is a handprint, isn't it? Yeah, it is. That cloth. It had fingerprints on it. Oh my gosh, she doesn't know it's hers. Oh my god. Oh my god. Whosever fingerprints those are must be the real murderer. What? But those fingerprints, they're yours, Emma. Is this supposed to be him whispering or his thoughts? See, she didn't hear... Oh my gosh, bro. Why are your lips turning all purple, Mr. Wright? Anyway, let's get on with the cross-examination. So as long as you tell the truth, we should be able to flush out the real murderer.
Very well. The defense may now begin its cross-examination.
I love saying the words cross-examination in the judge's voice. If there's ever an Ace Attorney, like, movie, animated movie, Capcom, I'm your guy.
I'm your guy.
I'm only 23. I didn't do that. Oh my god. Give me coffee, please. Please, please, please. Oh my god, dude, my heart is racing right now. This dude scares me. Come now, Wudgie. This is the poorest excuse for a trial I've ever seen.
Chief Gant.
What? Now you want me to make out as... No, whoa. Now you want to make me out as the bad guy, too? If so, I'd like to put in a word or two in my defense. Oh, hell yeah. Let's go. Let's go. I'm afraid it's too late for that. What? You already declined to testify. That means you forfeited your right to make statements of any sort. Dude, the sprite of Edgeworth is just, like, I was gonna say goals, but it's a big mood right there. Just knowing you're on top. This must be that risk we were talking about earlier. Just sit back, relax, and enjoy the sound of the noose tightening around your own neck. Oh my god. Super Saiyan? Ah. So what? You think I'm worried? What? Sorry to disappoint you, but I don't need to make any statements. What do you mean? The evidence will do all the talking for me. Even if I can't testify, I can still present evidence. And this is where evidence law comes in. Okay, I figured. Let's get it.
Yes, that's true. Wait, you mean you still have some conclusive evidence?
No, I don't. But someone does.
Someone.
So, what's your excuse, Righto? Huh? Why have you been keeping quiet about it? You do have something to show us, right? Oh, is he talking about the cloth? Something that proves who knocked over Neil Marshall, causing his death? Conclusive evidence that leaves no room for doubt.
Is this true, Mr. Wright?
If I show that piece of evidence now, I'm sure to be made out as the murderer.
Mr. Wright, if you have more evidence, any more evidence, present it now.
Hold on. I do not take risks. Sorry.
And if you try to conceal anything, you will be the one appearing before the Board of Inquiries.
What do I do now? I better think this through carefully. I can't afford to make the wrong decision. Should I present that piece of evidence? The one that shows who really killed Prosecutor Marshall. Hold on. Hold on. I don't know. Hold on. Okay, wait. Wait. Is there anything on the back here? No. This is a handprint, right? Yes, bro. Yep, someone left behind an old stain, an oil stain. What did you just say? Hold on. Whoever it was, they must have had a really oily hand. I did not read this. Hold on. Why would Emma have an oily hand? Why would Gant have an oily hand? How would Gant make Emma have an oily hand? Mr. Wright, think about it scientifically, huh? A more likely explanation is the person slipped and fell on a freshly waxed floor, getting wax all over their hand. Well, that would account for this amount of oil, I guess. I don't see what's so scientific. If it happens, you know, I always slip on floors at school after they're waxed. I'm confused, brother. I don't know. Let me save right here, actually. Literally the moment. Hold on. Okay. Hold up. No evidence shall be shown without the approval of the police department. Unregistered evidence presented must be relevant to the case on trial. I feel like that comes into play here a little bit. I can't show the evidence. Your Honor, I don't have any evidence I can present at this point in time. What? You lie.
Chief Gant.
You opened my safe. I know you took what was inside. The conclusive evidence. No, sir. I don't know what you're talking about. Mr. Wright, why don't you show them? We found it together. Oh, I see. It's because you know the truth, don't you? You know whose fingerprints are on it. That's why you won't present it. What are you talking about? Chief Gant. Can't you figure it out? Take a good look at this picture. Yes, bro. I know. See the victim's vest? Notice anything odd about the chest area?
It looks like part of it's been cut out for some reason.
You mean you had this in your safe?
What? That means you, the chief of police, have been concealing evidence. This is going to be the biggest scandal in the history of the police department.
Yeah, he's dumb confident still. Impressive. To be honest, I didn't think you had the gall, righto. Huh? Well, I can't just let you pin me up as the murderer. I'll tell you what really happened.
What? You mean you admit to it?
Please don't let this be a testimony. Please. Oh, thank God. I was the first person to arrive at the crime scene that day. It then occurred to me that I could use the situation to control Lana. So you really were manipulating her? You asshole. I knew Lana. If I made it look like the blame lay with her sister, then when she saw the scene, she would ask me for my aid. So you assisted Miss Sky. I told her to arrange all the evidence. I had her plant the knife tip in the victim's body and move the body across the room. More like you did. And I ended up using that evidence to get Joe Dark convicted. When I tampered with the crime scene, I hid 2 pieces of evidence. This was before Lana arrived at the scene, mind you. So he smashed the jar, right? But that was the proof that Emma did it. What? 2 pieces of evidence. You mean those items in your safe?
But why?
For insurance, of course. Insurance? I was sure my plan would work, but it's always best to be prepared for the worst. I agree. I wasn't about to let anyone blame me for a murder that girl committed.
You mean you were calculating that far ahead while forging the evidence?
What do you take me for? A fool? I didn't make the police chief by dumb luck. See this jar fragment? I hid the most legible part of Emma's name. I didn't expect Lana to go and wipe the blood off all the pieces. Why would she do that? And like leave some behind, you know? Right. But if you fabricated all of the evidence, what's to say you didn't fabricate the message on this jar too? Some people just don't know when to quit, do they? That's why I kept one more item for insurance. You mean that piece of cloth? Come on, Righto. Cough it up already. I know you have it. What are you waiting for, Mr. Wright? So you admit to it then, Chief Gant? That you were hiding the cloth you cut off the victim's vest in your safe? Yes, I admit it. I didn't want to have to do that, being chief and all. But it's a lot better than being portrayed as a murderer.
Well, Mr. Wright, what do you have to say for yourself? Just a moment ago, you said you didn't have any evidence you could present.
Foolish move, Righto. You should have shown it then before it was too late. It's been a long battle. But the moment of truth has finally arrived. As long as I don't mess up here, victory is mine. Hold on. I feel like that's where this comes into play, right? Okay, no evidence shall be shown without the approval. Unregistered evidence presented must be relevant to the case on trial. I feel like it's that. I really feel like it's that. So let's put him away. I feel like this is it, honestly. Your Honor, I do have evidence to present now.
All right then, let's see this conclusive evidence. The evidence that shows who actually murdered Prosecutor Marshall.
I think, is it this? I feel like they're being cheeky, you know what I mean? Yep, I do have evidence to present. Yep, let's get it. Yep. Sure, why not? It's this. Like, fine, let's go. Let me verify this once more. On the day of the crime, you personally cut out this piece of the victim's vest. Oh, or he did that first and then put Emma's hand on it. I'm pretty sure he put Emma's hand on it. Oh yes, at last you finally brought it out into the open.
There's a handprint on this piece of cloth.
Your Honor, the prosecution requests that be immediately sent to the lab for analysis. This handprint on the leather. There must have been a strong impact for it to be left so clearly.
You mean?
It could not have been forged. It must be authentic, conclusive evidence. I do not like where this is going. I regret this.
Oh, you're as slow on the uptake as ever, Worthy.
What?
Think about it. Righto had all this time to present this evidence. Yet he was reluctant to do so. Why would that be?
You mean you already know? You know whose fingerprints are on that. Mr. Wright, do you really know?
Whoever the fingerprints belong to must be the real murderer.
Bro, is this, like, okay? She can't be prosecuted, dude. She was 14. Plus, it's evidence transferal day. Like, that shit's over with. How is this shit still active? You know?
Whose fingerprints are they?
Very well. I'll tell you. Should be okay now. Everything's proceeding as predicted. What the fuck are you talking about? The person to whom these fingerprints belong to is...
Emma. Emma Sky.
What? They're mine? I'm sorry, Emma. But why? Why didn't you tell me? Oh, look, she's there now. Has she always been there?
Oh. You're really something, Righto. You knew this girl did it all along. And you still tried to pin the murder on me.
Does this not prove Lana's innocence, though? I think, is that the end goal here? What the...
So it's true. Tragic, but true. This girl really did shove Prosecutor Marshall to his death.
How could you? You monster!
Miss Sky.
You knew whose fingerprints those were all along, yet you acted like she really didn't. Relax. Miss Sky, it's not over yet. What? I said this trial isn't over yet.
Ah, but I'm afraid it is over, boy.
Boy.
Not only this trial, but your career, too.
He's got plenty of sequels. He's fine.
You purposely concealed this conclusive evidence. That, my friend, is a serious offense.
Look at him staying quiet. Dude, I love Phoenix Wright.
I'm looking forward to the pressing charges after the defendant is convicted. I'll have your badge, boy.
He's just staying quiet.
What's the matter? Cat got your tongue? Aren't you going to tell us how it feels? How it feels to be the one who single-handedly turned a poor little girl into a murderer?
Before I do that, there's just one little thing I have to clear up.
Oh, and what's that?
Who really killed Prosecutor Neil Marshall?
What?
Chief Gant, you are absolutely right. This piece of cloth proves who the real murderer is. Who killed Neil Marshall, you ask?
It was Emma Sky, wasn't it?
I'm afraid that's not possible. You see, this piece of cloth contains a critical contradiction.
What? A contradiction? What is this fool babbling about?
I'm talking about a contradiction, one that proves who the real killer is. This is heat. My acting skills are so much better than like when I first started this game, you know?
But, Mr. Wright, this piece of cloth, what could it possibly contradict?
Chief Gant, your tyrannical, reign ends here. Behold, the piece of evidence that contradicts this cloth.
Bruh.
What am I doing? If this cloth was cut from the prosecutor, that's after he died. Oh, it would be bloody. Right? There's something definitely not right. Okay, hold up. Look at his vest all bloody. Bro, there's something not right about it. Or there's something definitely not right about it. Okay, it would be bloody. It's too late to turn back now. You're the only one who can put an end to this. Right, Chief Gant, your tyrannical reign is here. Yeah, behold, the piece of evidence that contradicts this cloth.
And what exactly is this supposed to be?
I can't believe I didn't notice that. This is the picture Miss Sky took. Take a good look at it. See where the piece of his vest was cut out?
Yes, his shirt is showing underneath. It's hard to make out with all the blood on his vest, though.
Exactly my point. His chest is soaked with blood. That's only natural. His lungs, no doubt, were punctured. Blood poured out of his mouth.
Oh, but that piece of cloth
has no blood on it whatsoever.
Wait, there's no blood on it.
Since Emma Sky's fingerprints are on this cloth, there's no doubt that she shoved the prosecutor aside. However, Mr. Marshall was not impaled on the sword at that time. Oh my god. Whoa!
No, this is nonsense.
Now then, Chief Gant, let me ask you something. Prosecutor Marshall was not impaled when he was shoved aside. He most likely hit his head on the ground and was knocked out. If so, then tell me, who could it have been? Who could have arrived at the scene before Miss Lana Sky, picked up the unconscious prosecutor with his big buff ass, and impaled him on the armor's sword?
Excuse me.
Then, to make it look like Emma was responsible for the prosecutor's death, said person proceeded to write her name on the jar with the victim's blood. A jar that they then broke on purpose to leave behind a clue. And make Lana believe her sister did it. Remember what you admitted only moments ago? That you personally cut out this bloodless piece of the victim's vest. Ironic, isn't it? Through the very act of creating insurance, you proved that you were the actual murderer.
Oh, no!
Oh, I know, that was bad.
No!
I can't do it right. Yeah, that's all good. It's finally all over. Is it, though? Is it? Lana? Oh, ooh. You big sweating. This is actually interesting. Let's go.
Oh, that was close, Righto. You almost had me.
Oh my gosh, this is never ending.
Sorry, but you'll have to do better than that. I refute your allegations.
What do you mean, you refute his allegations?
You see, that piece of cloth is illegal evidence.
Yep. It has to do with the case, though. What are you talking about? It's relatable to the case. He's talking about rule number 1. I'm talking about rule number 2, you know?
What nonsense is this?
Illegal evidence cannot be used to convict a suspect. Remember, Udgy? Earlier, old Righto here concealed that piece of cloth.
Yep. So then, what's your excuse, Righto? You do have some conclusive evidence, don't you? Your Honor, I don't have any evidence at this time. Is this telltale?
Well, that's true. The defense did refuse to present evidence.
At that moment, that piece of cloth ceased to be legal evidence.
But that's not fair.
Oh. Did you actually think you could beat me in court? It looks like the last laugh's on you, son.
This man never gives up. Never gives up.
I'm afraid Mr. Gant's claim is legally correct. Well, Mr. Edgeworth.
True. Illegal evidence cannot be used to convict a person, assuming, of course, that the evidence is indeed illegal.
Well, Mr. Wright?
It seems, at last. Okay. The time for me to reveal my plan has finally arrived.
Mr. Wright, do you admit to it? That you purposely and illegally concealed this piece of cloth?
Hold on. Plan? Dude, Phoenix right. Crazy. I admit, I refused to present it at one point.
Aha! So the evidence is illegal.
Nope. Shh. No, it isn't, Mr. Gant.
Huh?
It's not that I didn't present evidence then. It's that I couldn't. It didn't become relevant. Ooh, wow, okay. God, I'm slow.
What do you mean you couldn't?
There are certain procedures involved when presenting evidence.
No, Pudgy, don't listen to his lies. He's nothing but a coward. You can't really believe...
There is only one issue left to be resolved in this trial. Is this evidence legal or not?
Very well. Let us settle this once and for all. Earlier, you were...
Goddamn, I hate saving, but like, I feel safe. I like feeling safe.
If you can prove your conduct was not in violation of law,
Then do so now. Finally, this is where this comes in. Jesus Christ. This is my proof, Your Honor. Evidence law.
What's this?
I've done my homework too, Chief. Indeed, Emma Sky's fingerprints were on this piece of cloth. However, at that point in time, this was merely a piece of cloth, nothing more.
What?
You see, it's written right here in this book. The second rule of evidence law. Blah, blah, blah. You fat tongue. I gotta go, I'll be right back. Big sweats. Rule number 1. No evidence shall be shown without the approval of the police department. I found this piece of evidence myself, inside your safe. It goes without saying, I did not have approval from the police department. Rule 2. Unregistered evidence presented must be relevant to the case on trial. And here's the crux of the matter. You see, at the time, it was impossible for me to prove the relevance between the cloth and the SL9 incident.
What? What kind of nonsense is this? You want relevancy? Just take one look at this picture and...
Exactly my point. Sorry, but can you recall, when was that picture presented?
that was shown only a few moments ago.
No.
He's right. At the beginning of today's trial, that piece of cloth was still meaningless. The person who gave it value as evidence was you, Damon Gant. You yourself confessed to a certain truth. Let me verify this once more. On the day of the crime, you personally cut out this piece of the victim's vest?
Oh, yes. No!
I can't, yeah, I'm bad at that. It was then that you approved this cloth as conclusive evidence. Yes, you, the chief of police, personally approved this cloth. The only person who could have cut this from the victim's vest is the one who stood before Prosecutor Marshall in his final moments. In other words, the real murderer, and there's only one person who that could be. Damon Gant, the killer was you.
No.
This dude went nuts.
I knew I should have gotten rid of him.
Ooh.
That good-for-nothing scum. For 2 years he's been snooping around the department trying to get something on me. Crimes are being committed every day, yet he insisted on hounding me.
Well, your crime wasn't exactly petty.
He wanted to reinvestigate the case. He recruited Angel Starr, then convinced Bruce Goodman.
Detective Goodman.
Yeah, that's right. Bang bang.
If the evidence is transferred, I'll lose my only chance to find out the truth. Please, you've got to help me.
Goodman turned him down, as he ought to. Still, Jake Marshall didn't know when to quit.
He stole Goodman's ID card and tried to take the evidence.
Goodman came to me that day. He wanted to file a lost item report. I went with him to the evidence room. Then, all of a sudden, he decided to speak out.
What is Bruce Goodman's voice?
What are you talking about, Goodman?
Oh, what is his voice? I don't know his voice. Can you please reopen the investigation, Chief? We can't transfer the evidence out. There are too many questions left unanswered.
Opened his evidence locker as he was taking the evidence out. He said,
It's not too late. I'm going to hand all of this over to Marshall. He has a bit of a southern accent too, just a slight bit.
well, to be honest, I was a bit taken aback by his words. I had a bad feeling when he came to see me, but I never thought he'd bring up SL9. That's when I saw it. That accursed knife. I couldn't just pull it out.
Doing so would have only led to more blood, making it near impossible to hide your crime.
Even so, the blood was just pouring out. I didn't know who might stumble in, so I hurried to wipe it up. I was worrying so much about the floor, I didn't realize my fatal mistake.
The bloody handprint on Detective Gumshoe's locker.
I used to be known as the crime computer, but everyone has to start somewhere, I guess. I was too nervous. I had no business doing any of it.
Then you put the body in my car.
I'm sorry. I couldn't think of any other way to move the body. I broke your trunk, but what's the big deal? You make a lot more than us detectives ever will.
You bastard. Leaving the prosecution's car aside. How? How could you... Wait, I didn't... How could you get Miss Sky involved in all of this?
Well, she had as much to lose as I did if the truth came out.
So you took the evidence from Detective Goodman's locker?
I felt bad for having to do it. To him. I also didn't have the time to pick and choose what to take.
So, you left the jar fragments and the glove.
Yeah.
Where the hell does that glove come into play? Why is that evidence in the SL9 case? What was it used for?
Looks like I was better off being an investigator of crimes than a committer.
Yeah, dumbass.
They all did their best to get in my way. I've got to hand it to them. They do their jobs well, much to my dismay.
Fake evidence doesn't hold up very well upon close examination. You must have known that.
Tell me, Worthy, why did you stand in court? Why do you stand in court?
Me?
You despise criminals. I can feel it. You and me. We're the same. One day, you'll understand. Oh, believe me, you will. You're just one man. You'll see what it really takes to bring them down once you try to go it alone.
That was ominous as f***.
Well, looks like it's time to say goodbye. Oh, Udgy.
What?
Looks like we'll have to cancel that lunch date. Sorry, old friend.
I'm sorry too, Damon Gant. I knew you as you used to be, long ago. You were once a fine investigator and an example to others on the force. I'm sorry to learn that you are no longer that person.
These days are gone now, Udgy. Thanks for all the memories, though. Don't worry, you'll be fine. Now you have Righto here. And Worthy. With these two around, you can't go wrong. I agree. I agree! In fact, I can hear them already. The melodious sounds of a new beginning.
Hell yeah. There are two things I want you to understand. Yes? First, your sister never hurt anyone. Second, Damon Gant betrayed you from the beginning. You see, Miss Sky? You no longer have any reason to keep silent. Now, if you could please tell us the truth, please. You're right. When this trial is over, I'll tell everything. All that I've done these past 2 years. From the time I had Gant help me forge evidence, up until today. That's fire. This episode is so good.
So, it seems all the questions raised in this trial have been answered.
I'm sorry, Miss Sky. I couldn't get you out of all of your trouble. My. What high standards you have for a rookie. The f*** you just say? No, I'm just kidding. I can see why Mia thought so highly of you. Who knows? A few years from now, you just might make it to the top. Yay! Like a nice sprite of hers, yes? Yes! I owe you my thanks, Mr. Wright. Miss Sky. And to you too, Mr. Edgeworth. Why didn't you let him do his bow thing? Come on. You've suffered every bit as much as I have over these past few days. Believe me, I know how much of an ordeal it's been for you. It was nothing. Liar. I was worried the pressure might break you. And yet, you rose above it all and guided Mr. Wright to victory. You've done well, Mr. Edgeworth. Stop it. I only did my job.
In light of this case, it seems a good self-examining is in order for all of us. Miss Sky.
Yes, Your Honor?
You are innocent of murder. However, although the chief blackmailed you, the fact is you still acted as his accomplice. A trial will be scheduled for these crimes at a later date.
Yes, I understand, Your Honor.
Is there something amusing about all of this? Why are you smiling?
It's been a long time, Your Honor. A long time since I felt free of these heavy chains. That's so deep. Golly.
Well, this trial has gone on far too long already.
I agree.
Regarding the charge of murder, this court finds the defendant, Miss Lana Sky,
not guilty. Thank you. Yay, the confetti. Finally. Jesus Christ. It only took 10 episodes.
That is all. This court is adjourned.
Golly, now for, like, 20 minutes of, like, post-court talk. We've been here for, like, 7 hours. At long last, it's finally over. That did not last long. Emma? Why the long face? I'm sorry your sister didn't get completely off the hook, but at least she wasn't convicted for a murder she didn't commit. Which is kind of the whole point of this fucking episode, yeah? No, that's not it. Just now, after the trial ended. I can see why Mia Fey thought so highly of you. I owe you my thanks, Mr. Wright. And to you too, Mr. Edgeworth. You've suffered every bit as much as I have over these past few days. You've done well. Aww. Yeah. You know, I did my best too. Oh wow, she didn't thank her. That's crazy. She doesn't know. But Lana didn't say a single word to me.
Hope I'm not interrupting anything, pals.
Dude, like, Gumshoe's my spirit animal. You know? Look at his smile. He, cheeky. I can deal without that, like, 5 o'clock shadow, though. Yes.
Oh. Yes, I am. I'll come back later.
Wait, Detective Gumshoe, what is it? Yeah.
You're doing this on purpose, aren't you? Making a detective run around while on duty. And to top it all off, you call me here? I've seen happier people at funerals. Hey, lighten up, pals. I'm only kidding.
Oh, are you here because of my sister again?
Nope. Not this time. I came today because of you, pal.
Me?
That's right. I thought you'd like to see someone.
Hey. Lana! Should you be doing this? She's still under arrest, you know.
Well, I won't tell if you won't.
Emma. Excuse me. Emma, I owe you an apology. It's okay, sis. Don't worry about it. That day, 2 years ago. Was the first time in my life I ever panicked. It was all I could do to keep myself from screaming. All I could think about was keeping you from getting wrapped up in that mess. Sis! I asked Gant to help me cover up the truth. I thought I was doing it for your sake, but now I realize I was wrong. I changed after that day. God, I love that.
I had to. It was the only way I could make it through the past 2 years.
Past 2 years, dude?
I knew how much I was hurting you by distancing myself, but I couldn't bring myself to tell you what I did. I was scared. Scared that you'd look at me with those eyes of yours. I was scared of how you'd react if you knew.
But sis, you were only doing it for me.
No.
Huh?
I turned my back on you that day. In hiding what I believed to be the truth, I was deceiving you.
Sis!
I'm such a fool. It took me all this time to realize it. Emma, I'm so sorry.
But sis, you don't have to apologize. I'm happy now.
You're happy?
Of course. You know, sis, I always knew that one day you'd come back. And now you have.
Hey, yay! Oh, Emma. Emma.
Yay! God, that's satisfying.
No one can change the past. The only thing we can do is strive to make up for our mistakes. Why must we make up for our mistakes, you ask? Because in so doing, we can find the way back to our rightful path. And it is from there that we can move on toward a brighter future.
I almost read that wrong. At least that's what I felt watching the two sisters make up.
Mr. Wright, Mr. Gumshoe,
Me?
thank you both for all that you've done. I'm sure we'll meet again someday. Isn't that right, Edgeworth?
Edgeworth?
Stop hiding and come over here.
This man hates feelings. Where was he hiding?
I just came to say, congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Edgeworth.
Right. Well, I'll be going now.
That man is so nervous.
Mr. Edgeworth, I hope you don't blame yourself for what happened. We were the ones who acted corruptly, not you. It's too late for me. No matter what anyone may say, I realized today that I can't correct my mistakes.
Mr. Edgeworth!
Not only that, but I don't even trust myself anymore. Chief Gant was right.
You despise criminals. I can feel it. You and me, we're the same. One day, you'll understand. Oh, believe me, you will. You're just one man. You'll see what it really takes to bring them down once you try to go it alone.
Hire me.
I do despise criminals. I planned to dedicate... Fat tongue. I planned to dedicate my entire life to fighting them. But in order to fight crime on my own, I'd need a weapon. It's scary, but I've known that to be true for quite some time now. But Edgeworth, who knows? Given enough time, I might have tried to pull something like Chief Gant did. That thought terrifies me. That's why I can't continue on as a prosecutor. Edgeworth, don't you understand? Damon Gant and your mentor, Manfred von Karma, were both the best of the best when it came to fighting crime. But they both made the same mistake. You said, in order to fight crime on my own, I'd need a weapon. That may be true, but think back to today's trial. You weren't alone. You were working together with Mr. Wright.
The team!
And because of that partnership, you were able to present evidence that otherwise would have gone undiscovered. Isn't that right, Mr. Wright?
Huh? Yeah.
What is this, pop quiz?
Come on, Mr. Wright. Show him what Lana's talking about.
Evidence, huh?
Something that neither Edgeworth nor I would have been able to find out on our own. Oh, evidence law?
That might mean something to you, but I don't see how it had anything to do with our partnership.
Huh?
Mr. Wright, it seems you still have a lot to learn as well.
I guess that wasn't the right piece of evidence.
It's time for me to go.
Mr. Edgeworth!
If you'll excuse me, there are still some loose ends that need wrapping up. Take care, Chief Prosecutor.
Edgeworth, what will you do now? Come on, you're not done yet.
Well, whatever you do, just remember. You can let what happened kill the prosecutor in you, or you can let it help grow you.
Help you grow.
God, I can't talk, dude. In the end, it's up to you. I know. It seems I owe you my thanks too, right? But what I face now is my problem. Edgeworth, I'll be waiting for you in court. Farewell.
You better show up. Sequel?
I'd better be going too.
Okay. But I'll be by to visit soon. Oh yeah, she's going to jail.
It seems we both have a lot to learn and catching up to do.
Let's go!
Here, this is a little something for you.
Scientific investigation.
It's the first book I ever bought. Study it well.
Thanks, sis. I will.
And so, another case came to a close. As for the sisters, I have faith. Faith that their lives have only just begun. And as for me, I think it's time I started on a new journey of my own. A journey to rediscover myself.
Well, don't go trekking off just yet, pal.
Huh? What is it, detective?
There's just a little matter to be resolved about the chief prosecutor. You see, she isn't supposed to be out of jail like this.
What? I thought you said it was okay.
Yeah, well, it may be okay with me, but the folks at the prison are a different story.
Huh?
Basically, I had to bribe a guard in order to sneak her out for like 30 minutes. Believe me, it wasn't cheap either.
Huh? Way to go, detective. I didn't know you had a wild side.
Yeah, well, haha. You see, Mr. Wrights here is the one who will be footing the bill.
Huh?
What? You think I could afford it with my salary? You gotta be kidding me, pal.
Thank you, Mr. Wright. You're the best. Why is it I suddenly feel like I want to scream?
Hey, I got an idea. Why don't we all go pay it off together?
Yeah, that's a great idea. Come on, guys. Let's go. Oh my gosh. This is wild. Ooh, this track's kinda heat. Oh shit, I gotta read all this. I arranged for a friend to take mine. Okay, I hope she'll be pleased to study under a top coroner. Okay, as for me, this affair has pretty much ended my days at the prosecutor's office. Still, I'll manage to find my way back to the field somehow. Then, I'll be able to investigate crimes together with Emma. Fire? Okay. So Emma's off studying abroad. Okay. I have food to eat, but I can't eat it yet because I have to read all this shit. That's fine. Oh, where can I get this track?
Yikes, I thought I was a goner for a moment there. In the end, though, they overlooked my unauthorized investigation of the chief's office. If we penalize you for any more, it'd be worse than firing you. Yep, that's what they said. It just goes to show, you can't shake me off that easily.
Okay, so Gumshoe's still here. That's sick. Da 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 da. Da 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 da. Bum bum. Officer Meekins! My new mission is to guard the main entrance and take care of Billy. Can you believe it? I've been demoted to a security guard. My partner's keeping an eye on the entrance for me today. I'll show them, though. Someday I'm going to make detective. Yes, sir. Then I could just be like that Dick Gumshoe. He sees Gumshoe as a role model? That's tight. Can you get out of here, please? I really thought back during the first investigation that you actually stabbed Bruce Goodman just because of your hand movements. Oh shit, it broke! Yo! Can we get somebody on that, please?
What is it? Can't you see I'm having me a showdown with a steak lunch partner? Miss Starr managed to sneak this into me. She's seen one of the guards, it seems. Well, cowboy, looks like you did it. You even gave Bambina her smile back. Can you make sure Billy and the gang get their water?
No, it's Meekins, bro. Meekins has got you with that, sir. Oh shit. Looks like we won't be seeing each other for a while. As a farewell gift, I put a new meal on the menu, the Right Way lunchbox. The top layer tastes as bitter as defeat, but the bottom layer is as sweet as victory. Kids seem to dig the turnabout theme. It's a hot seller around the exam time. Just make sure not to eat it backwards. Okay. Okay, that's some slight respect. Ben Judd. Oh, localization. Okay, so like American. Yo, shout out to you guys. You know what I mean?
I'll never forget what that young defense lawyer said after the trial. Let's see, what was his name again? Mr. Left? Anyway, he said he's been doing, something or other for, how many years? Well, anyway, I've got another trial to get to, so I'd better be... Huh? Oh no, I forgot my gavel. Sorry, I gotta go.
Oh shit, I've never seen, like, him not there before. Intense. Thank you, Bone Global Solutions. Bound. J. Patrick Riley, Yuli Kim, and Steve Anderson. Thank you. Yoko Muto, Alexander O. Smith, and Philip Soldini. Thank you. Dude, it's Maya! Ah! Nothing soothes the soul like fresh country air. I forget her voice. Still, sometimes I do miss hearing you and your objections. Still, I can't go back until I'm a full-fledged spirit medium. Mystic Maya, afternoon training is about to begin. Coming! Well, see you around, Nick. Bro, it's fire. I'm so happy, like, I did not expect to see her. I don't even know her voice anymore. Is she in the second game? Who's my assistant for the second game? Like, Turnabout something. I know it's called Ace Attorney Turnabout something. That was so unexpected. Mr. Edgeworth. Mr. Edgeworth, I brought you your tea. What's going on? Oh, he really resigned. Oh my god. I better see him in the next game. It's not Ace Attorney without Edgeworth. Thanks for coming to see me off. I can't believe I'm going to Europe. Thank you, Mr. Wright. Thank you so much for everything. I'm a little sad, but I'll be alright. Whenever I want to see Lana, all I have to do is open this book. Oh, there's a picture. Shit. Oh my gosh. Dude, I'm sad. Come on. Rise from the Ashes achievement? You can't see it, but I got it. Yay! I'm happy. Good shit, Capcom. No? Fuck. So what happens if I go to exit game? Wait, what happens if I go to new game? Oh, here we go. Okay. Okay, so the next one is called Justice for All. Oh, shit. We will play this in a second. Yeah? Not today, because I really need to, like, wrap this up. Alright. This is up next, guys. This is up next. I'm so excited. Episode 5 is straight fire. I do kind of like the the trial former and trial ladder aspect, just because it gives trials more depth, right? But that means heavy investigation. You see the videos, 2 hours of investigation, but that's edited down. 2.5 to 2 hours and 45 minutes of investigation. That shit's whack. You have to have a heavy memory bank in order to remember all that shit. Emma's a fun character. If I'm being honest, I prefer her over Maya. I'm just saying. Chief Gant has got to be the most foul individual ever. I am shooketh. Yeah? This is my favorite episode. Honestly. I got stuck on a few things, and it took me forever to figure it out. But that just happens. You know, that's Ace Attorney for you. I don't know what to expect from Ace Attorney Justice for All. The sequel? Naturally, sequels just, you know, take it a step further with everything, so I can't wait to do like 4-hour investigations. I'm just kidding. So Ace Attorney 1 is now completely finished. I have finished all the episodes that are included with the game. Yes? So now it is time to move on to this. But along with this, I'm also playing Control, and I still have to start another series for my YouTube channel, but I'll pick it soon. It'll be out soon. Over on my Twitch, which I haven't streamed in a while, but you can still go follow me. I'm streaming my grounded playthrough for The Last of Us, my 100% playthrough for Assassin's Creed Brotherhood, and Death Stranding. I stream when I can. I don't exactly have a schedule because I can't stick to one. If you liked the video and you want to see more, please consider subscribing here or following me over at Twitch with the link in the description. If you watched the whole video, thank you, and consider leaving a thumbs up, thumbs down, comment what you think about Ace Attorney as a game, this episode, whatever, this trial even, I don't know. Share it with literally anybody you know and anybody you don't know. Yeah, thank you for watching, and I hope you have just a terrible, terrible day. Bye.